Hey, it's Dodgy Roger the
Dodgy.
Pulp Professor here in the Dodgy Garage. And in this video, I'm going to be making paper using this kid's Crayola Paper Maker Kit. Shout outs to Kim and Kev for giving me this little gift. I'm always excited to use different paper making tools, so let's see how it goes.
Say Dodgy.
Alright, I've opened up the box and we've got a bag of dried pulp.
That looks cool.
Instructions, probably won't need those. And then we've got the system here, like a mold with a press plate and then a kind of rolling situation where we can roll the sheets through this plastic press. And that's probably going to condense the sheet and
Make a cool sheet of paper.
inside we've got some mesh sheets. I'm guessing they're used to separate the sheet when you take it out of the mold. First up, I won't be needing the instructions, so let's rip these up and blend them into a pulp. Alright, that should be good. Let's see how it looks.
Foamy, pulpy goodness.
I'm excited to make the first sheet using this kit. So let's set it up over the tub here. I guess if you're doing it at home, it does come with a tray, which will capture all the water. But seeing as though I'm here in the garage, I'm going to set it up on my workstation here. Alright, let's pour some pulp onto the mold here. This mixture was a bit foamy, so the ratio of pulp to water is quite low. So it took a while to get all of that instruction pulp out into the mold. But there we go, we've got a almost complete sheet of paper there. I'll put the provided mesh on top and we'll see, yeah, let's see how it turns out. This press plate is interesting. I've never made paper this way, putting a plate on top. Usually I'll pop the sheet off, flip the mold upside down and release it. But yeah, this is an interesting kind of process, rolling it through. It's kind of exciting, even though it's this kind of dodgy plastic piece of equipment. But I'm looking forward to see how the sheet comes out of here. Alright, let's see what it looks like. The instruction sheet. Pulp Professor does not need instructions. Alright, let's flip it over, see what it looks like. Just trying to release it. Oh yeah, nice chunky instruction sheet. That turned out sweet. I encourage you to do the same if you end up getting this kit to give it a try. You don't need the instructions, just blend them up. I've transferred the sheet onto a piece of recycled acetate. That's what I use in my process as a transfer material. If you don't have recycled acetate, there are many different options you can use as a transfer material. You can use old clothes, felt, all kinds of materials will give a different texture to the sheet. Something really accessible you could use would be Chux wipes or things like that. As I was making that first sheet, I realized I could use my stash of recycled acetate to create a whole bunch of perfectly sized sheets to transfer each sheet I make with this kit here.
Stay creative.
Alright, good morning, I'm back, and first thing up, I'm gonna try out this pulp that was provided in the kit. So I've mixed it up in a bunch of water, and it looks really nice and fluffy, I have to say. And it was super dry when I took it out. So yeah, let's see what kind of sheet it makes. I like this little spatula that they provided to kind of spread the pulp out onto the sheet. It's a very different process to pulling a sheet, dipping your mold and decal into a vat of pulp and water. And I think that this will make a much thicker sheet. Let's see. Oop. Yep. Alright, it's still salvageable. I'm going to add an extra step from my process, which would be sponging the sheet. That'll just help it dry quicker. And yeah, this sheet has turned out really thick and yeah, really nice. I'm excited to see what it looks like when it dries.
Stay dodgy.
Stay creative.
And here I am just making a bunch more of the sheets with the pulp that was provided. It's a nice creamy off-white, and yeah, each sheet has been quite thick, maybe 3 to 4 millimeters. Yeah, which is really cool. I got a bit bored of just using their pulp. Let's add a few things from the garage. We've got some Who Gives a Crap wrappers, some old book pages, and some purple offcuts. I thought purple, the kit is purple, so let's get funky and make some kind of dodgy experiments in this kid's paper making kit.
Dodgy.
This is a really fun way to get creative with such a simple tool. This would be super fun to do with kids, but even as an adult, as an artist, as a creative, this is a really satisfying way to use up your paper waste and make some really interesting looking handmade paper. Yeah, this process has been really fun so far using this kit, and it's kind of opening up some new ideas for my own process. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Stay creative.
So I've been using the recycled acetate as a transfer material, but here I just want to show you that you don't need that. You might have some Chux at home, and that will allow you to make one sheet per piece of Chux or transfer material that you cut. The Chux also works really well because it is much more breathable and the sheets will dry quicker. Alright, so I finished up using all the different pulp that I made, and I think I made around 17 sheets. So they dried for about 2 to 3 days. The drying time does depend on temperature and airflow, but they turned out awesome. So as you can see here, the final sheets turned out fantastic. The experiments were really fun to make, mixing all the different pulp. We've got the book chunks and the purple and the Who Gives a Crap coloured speckles running through the sheet. And yeah, super happy with how they turned out. The creamy sheets with the pulp that was provided were really cool as well. Quite a high quality pulp, I have to say. And yeah, I really enjoyed the process of using this Crayola Paper Maker. You can now call me a certified paper maker if you like. And I give this kit 4.5 out of 5. And I recommend giving it a go if you ever see one out in the wild. And yeah, I also sell paper making kits myself on dodgypaper.com, so you can feel free to check that out. And until next time,
Dodgy
stay creative.
TV.
Network.